Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week. This is your match reaction and player ratings. Newcastle nil, Liverpool 2. Big win for the Reds. Um, Kind of a weird feeling about this game, wasn't there? It was kind of like we should have been fairly comfortable and controlled and hung on to the ball and made Newcastle work really hard, especially with them going down to 10 men with Pope being sent off. Um, Interesting start to the game. Kind of, they were in control for say the first 5 or 6 minutes and putting us under pressure and stuff like that. We kind of started a little bit slow and a little bit sluggish, to say the least. Um, the lineup I thought was good. I was happy that Joey G had kept his place. Certainly after the game against Everton, he was absolutely excellent. Um, Again, looking overall, Van Dijk as well just seemed a little bit off at times, and I hate that little bit of stuff that he does where he's standoffish on a striker, goading him to, take a shot and stuff like that. Because more often than not, when he was in prior to getting injured, those shots were hitting the fucking back of the net. So I was certainly worried about it. But yeah, it was good to get the win, good to keep the momentum going, good to keep a clean sheet. But certainly we made real hard work of that, really, really hard work of that. In a game that we should have been in control of. I mean, at times in large parts of that game, we looked like we were the team down to 10 men, not Newcastle. But the game kind of fizzled out in the second half. We controlled it to a point. Then we drifted out of the game, and Newcastle came into it, had a couple of really good opportunities. I'm sure Eddie Howe will be scratching his head tonight, wondering why Newcastle didn't at least chalk up a goal today. Obviously, the pivotal moment in the game, 22 minutes, Nick Pope getting a red card, changed the face of the game. And I feel sorry for the lad now if he's going to miss out on the final next week against United. Dare I say, one Laureus Karius is going to be on the bench for Newcastle at the final next week. Eddie Howe, if the Bravka gets injured, just don't put Karius on. Just pick someone else. Pick an outfield player if you have to. Take my word from it. Take my word from it. Let's talk about the first half, though. The first half, after about 8 minutes or so, we came into the game with a couple of nice spells of play and stuff like that. On 10 minutes, the ball from Trent over to release Nunes. Some people would have thought he controlled it with his arm, and of course, when it went to VAR, we were a little bit concerned, but he controlled it with his chest. Absolutely sublime control, and a finish to match it as well. Absolutely walloped into the bottom left corner. And a great goal from Darwin Nunes. And I kind of knew it was okay because the way he went off and he celebrated would tell you that he wasn't worried at all about VAR. He had chested it down, not hit it with his arm. As usual, VAR ratchets up the anxiety in the fans and stuff like. It takes an absolute age to look at something that should take 5 seconds. 5 seconds to look at. Bang, hit his chest, goal. And then they decide they want to go back and start looking at potential offsides and all sorts of stuff. I don't know. Darren says it all the time on the podcast as well. VAR now looking to do anything they can to chalk out goals. It's really, really frustrating the way they operate it and stuff like that. And I don't know, did we notice that the lines aren't appearing on the screen as much anymore as well? I wonder what that is. Is that a slight dig and stuff like that? We know Lee Mason today has resigned from the PGMOL after those mistakes that he had made twice this season. So look, it's not an easy job. We get that and stuff like that, but it has to be a whole lot quicker because the anxiety within the stadium and for fans at home is just horrible at the moment. This was a huge game in terms of the top four race because, quite frankly, I went for Newcastle today and forget about it. They're out of sight. But now we're 6 points off them with a game in hand. Hopefully, we can bring that down to three. Couple of tough games coming up, of course, no less than 2 games against Real Madrid. I'm sure we would have had one eye on them as well. But the 2 goals, I mean, then the second goal on 17 minutes, Mo Salah with a sublime assist, and Cody Gakpo breaking the offside straight in on a lovely finish under Pope as well to make it 2-0. Then once Nick Pope got sent off, then it was game over, really. It was always going to be difficult for them, although they put it up to us, and hats off to Newcastle as well. They made a real game of that, and I'd say they expelled a lot of energy as well. But just us, again, we're We're our own worst enemies, really, when you think about it. We just hang on to the ball, play it into the channels, make Newcastle work really hard. Instead, we keep on offering the ball up. And it's mad, like, you think about it, like, you look at Mo Salah and how good he was for that assist against Cody Gakpo, and then you look later on in the game, the simplest of square balls into the box, and we can't do it. The tough ones we get right, and the simple play and the simple ball we get so wrong. And the fact that Newcastle, in terms of the possession they had and touches in the box and shots and stuff like that, and another day, if that goes 2-1 with 10 minutes to go, that Geordie crowd on our backs and stuff like that, no, we could have really been in trouble there. But we did come into the game definitely in the last 10 minutes. The subs kind of initially didn't have the effect that we wanted with that energy coming on and stuff like that. We were kind of coughing up the ball again to Newcastle and giving them possession. But certainly once Jota kind of found a stride and Bobby started moving around, stuff like that, and Salah kind of on their page again and stuff like that. Then we started creating chances, and the energy from Trent running from back to front and stuff like that. I was so unlucky. I was hoping that ball would arrive into the box from Moff Salah that time when he made that run nearly the length of the pitch, and just cut out in the end for a corner and stuff like that. But I would have loved to see Trent get on the scoreline today as well. Obviously, Bobby and Diogo as well. They are coming back. They are going to be a little bit rusty, especially Van Dijk as well. Kind of give him a pass on it today. The defense today was a little bit all over the place. Just Newcastle had too many chances today, really, for it to be that comfortable. Let's take some comments before we go into player ratings and stuff like that. So we're going to start off. Henry, how are you, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope the channel's absolutely flying. Get over there, Henry Ray Baker channel. Give the man a sub. Try and grow his channel. Joanne's in. Joanne Smith, how are you, Joanne? Good to see you again. Hope some of your bets came up. I haven't gone back and had a look yet and all, but thank God you got this one wrong. Anyway, that's the main thing. So, but yeah, great win for the Gunners today as well for you guys and stuff like that. And then Forest robbing a draw right at the death. And Joanne, you predicted it earlier, didn't you? Great show from Joanne earlier today on Warren's channel, his show he does. Warren's Team Talk. Check it out every Saturday afternoon. Brilliant shout out from Joanne on that one today. She's just bringing those good vibes back to the Gunners today. And my main man, the Carl Walsh Gunner as well. Check out his channel. Get it grown as well, folks. The realest of fans. No bullshit, no hearsay. Shoot straight from the hip. As passionate as you'll see. Great win for you, Niall. Didn't see any of it as I'm still celebrating our result today. No bother, Kyle. I'm sure that Dad's absolutely delighted and he was messaging you as well. And Kyle says hi to Joe and big up Henry. And Joanne, I changed my mind this afternoon about the City result. Got it right. Yeah, back on top. Yeah, absolutely, Joanne. I was delighted for you as well. I've often said on this channel before, I kind of like, if I didn't follow Liverpool, I'd probably follow Arsenal. So that's why I'm absolutely stoked for you that you're doing well. Henry says hi to Kyle. And Joanne back in again as well. Hi, Kyle. I'm in the middle of trying to catch up with the streams. Yeah, absolutely. And Morrison, Cheapy Productions podcast. Get over there, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. Liverpool, absolutely. The race for top fourth is on. Absolutely. That top four race, without a doubt. Thoughts and prayers with Graham Potter and Emmy Martinez tonight. Yeah, what a goal from Jorginho today. Off the bar, comes down, hits Martinez in the back of the head and straight into the back of the net. An absolute pivotal goal. And you know something? Sometimes you don't get your luck in these games, but today you got your luck and you deserved it. You were done out of that goal that time against Brentford, with that VAR ruling and stuff like that. So listen, the luck, as we say, always evens itself out. So at times you feel like it's not good, and then there's other times you come back in and you get what you deserve. Absolutely. I also want to say, and I should have said at the top of the show, and I did drop a short on it today on the channel, our thoughts and prayers go out to, of course, all the victims and their families of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, but especially the Christian Atsu, whose body was recovered today from the rubble of his building he was living in 9 days after the earthquake. Very, very sad. So our thoughts and prayers, especially tonight being the football community, go out to Christian's family and friends and all that kind of stuff. Really, really sad. So, and it was nice, the applause today at the start of the game and stuff like that. Well served and stuff like that and all, and just always very sad, these things and stuff like that. So just thought I'd say that. Joanne, well, I put Liverpool down for a win next time. No, Joanne, keep on backing against us, please. You've got us going now. You did it with Everton, you did it with Newcastle. Let's keep the run going. Let's not change that. Keep it going. Real Madrid 4-0, Joanne. That's what I want to hear. Henry, I'm good. Niall, I have 71 subs. It's a little stunted at the moment. People, get over there and sub his channel. Do the man a service, will you? It's Saturday night. Have a few beers, get yourself a takeaway, and drop a sub on Henry Ray Baker's channel. Come on, let's look after this lad. Let's drag everyone up with us all the time in this creator community. And Joanne's back in again. I had a feeling this afternoon it wouldn't go all City's way, and I was right. You were spot on, Joanne, and you called it on Warren's show. Absolutely. Hope you had a bet on it, Joanne. That's the only thing. I hope the bet went on it. But yeah, for us, a kind of a win. We'll take the win. We'll take the clean sheet. Of course, once you get into the latter stages and stuff like that, we are being a little bit careful in terms of the game coming up on Tuesday, which is a huge game for against Real Madrid. We'll be dropping a preview for that game. Either tomorrow or Monday. Let me see what my schedule is like, but you'll get a notification for it if you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and of course drop a like in this video. That's all we want you to do. It's very, very simple. Subscribe, like, bell notification. That's all. It doesn't cost you anything and helps us out greatly in growing this community here that we have. And he's back in. Joanne first. No, I didn't have any bets. God, that would have been a great bet. That Forest one, Joanne, no one would have predicted that. Everyone was expecting Man City to go out and absolutely smash Forest. But there you go, Stevie Cooper and the boys up at the City Ground. Tough place to go. Never easy to go there and get a result, as we well know. And Henry Ray Baker back in again. All help is needed. Absolutely. Let's bring this community together, drag us all up, get all the channels monetizing, have a great time producing football content on the way. Player ratings time. This will be interesting because I have to say right off the bat, our man of the match, Alisson Becker, our man of the match. Just think about that. Liverpool 2-0 up after 17 minutes. Nick Pope gets sent off for a red card. And at full time, our man of the match is Alisson Becker. Good Lord, where would we be if we didn't have Alisson Becker? We'd probably be in the relegation zone this season. But let's go. Alisson Becker for me gets a 9. I'd nearly give him a 9.5. Made some brilliant saves today, especially in the early stages as well. The save that he pushed onto the bar as well when Van Dijk decides that he wants to show people to the outside or the inside and stuff like that and stall on closing people down. But Becker for me gets a 9 or a 9.5 tonight. He was absolutely sensational. And he was the main reason we kept a clean sheet. The pass to Salah that brought the red card, I mentioned it as well. Something we have not seen this season, and something I have mentioned in match reactions this season that we should be seeing more and more. That quick thinking, look up, see that situation like he's done so many times in the past. And look at the trouble it put Newcastle into straight away. Pope scrambling out for the ball, dives down on the ball hits him in the head. Natural instinct of a keeper is to get your hands out there, grab the ball, grabs the ball, red card. Surely would have been a definite goal from Salah, goal wide open and stuff like that. So Becker with a 9, absolutely brilliant. Trent gets an 8 tonight. Absolutely brilliant as well. Brought a bit of energy. At times, just at the start, just a little bit lackluster at times. But certainly the pass for Núñez was absolutely sublime, world class. I keep on saying that it's just his passing range is just phenomenal. No one in the league matches his passing range. If he could just tidy up a little bit on the defending and has been, he'd be a sensational player and is a sensational player. But an 8 for Trent today. Plenty of problems he caused Newcastle today as well. And even at times coming out breaking with the ball there towards the end, running all the way into the box, lucky not to get a goal. The pass squared in from Mo Salah, cut out. On another day he would have got his goal. So Joe Gomez gave a 7 today. Only the one hesitation against Sam Maximum, but against Sam Maximum at times I was screaming at the TV, just saying to Joe, just stand him up. Just stand him up. Don't dive in. You don't have to push him. Just stand him up. He's not the Mae West in terms of a player. At times he falls over himself and gets caught up in his own situation and stuff like that. And Joe Gomez had more than enough for him today when dealing with him. But needs to just learn at times you don't need to get stuck in. You just need to stand up. And like that time when he went down the wing on the left there and Joe came across covering as well and matched him for pace as well. Not too bad at all. So good display from Joe today. Joe gets a 7. Glad that he kept his place in the team as well. He was really, really good against Everton the other night. Virgil van Dijk. I'm going to give Virgil a 7 as well, but I have been harping on a little bit about him. Early days, clear signs of ring rust without a shadow of a doubt. Just couldn't just I don't like that way. He has this standoffish way of showing strikers one way or another. As I said earlier in the season, they've been launching them into the back of the net, and himself and Allison at times have looked a little bit bewildered at what he's doing. But that way of just not closing the ball down at times really, really worries me. But give him a 7 today. Um, Much better in the second half with his clearances and all that kind of stuff, but certainly started off really, really rusty, and needs to really get up to speed. Andy Robinson, I gave a 7 today. Kept busy defensively, of course, but put in a serious shift today. Um, I suppose if you look at both wings on a comparable basis, I think the Trent, Hendo, Salah pivot kind of combination, I think worked really, really well today at times. Something back to where it was. I think on the other side, I think Robbo was still trying to figure out, Stefan was on that side today. Bietic made some really good tackles and stuff like that. Also came in as well and was able to turn the ball and have breakaways. Not as prominent as he was against Everton, but look, he's only a kid. We're gonna get this kind of up and down kind of performance at time. Not the worst performance. He was getting stuck in and stuff like that. But I think with Robbo, he's trying to figure out that Bietic, Nunes, Gakpo kind of combination over that side there, and but he will get it, and it will lead to better things. Some of his crossing today was okay. I'd like to see him doing more overlap runs, but I suppose when you give the ball to Nunes and he puts his head down and he absolutely takes off at that pace, not even Robbo was going on an overlap outside this guy. Fabinho today, I gave a 7 today. Exposed in the early stages and stuff like that. And what I said to you in that first 6 minutes, I was a little bit worried because that kind of lazy block that went in there where he just throws the leg in like he nearly doesn't care and stuff like that. And the Newcastle players were going by him. But then he got the yellow card and stuff like that. And then of course he had to manage his way through the game, which is really, really important. The last thing we needed was him to pick up a second yellow, get a red card, and then even out the numbers and open up the game. God knows what might have happened. So it was important that Fabinho managed his way through the game. Did a great job. 7. Jordan Henderson today. Give Jordan a 6 today. Some people might think that that's a little bit harsh. He was involved in the game and stuff like that, but at times he just didn't have that composure that you would expect from the captain. To turn around to people and go, get the ball down, hang on to the ball, make Newcastle work really, really hard, wear them out. Let's keep possession of the ball so we're in control of the game, not them. And at times he didn't do that. He was just coughing the ball up and getting rid of the ball, creating that kind of panic and anxiety at times. So not his best showing today. But again, some of the link-up play with Mo and some of the other link-up play with Trent, I thought was decent. And I also thought there was a better understanding between himself and Trent and the pivot as well. So when Trent was going forward, Hendo was covering in at times when Newcastle were on the break. So I did like to see that there again. I think that's really, really important because we just cannot expect Trent to do what he does going forward and then expect him every time to get back into position to defend at that kind of pace. Stefan today, I gave a 7 to. Beautiful turn in midfield to initiate the second goal. But again, like his fellow midfielders today, just a little bit off it at times. But again, for him being a young lad and stuff like that, he gets a pass on this today. He was excellent on Monday and he was really decent today. So not too bad. Mo Salah, I gave an 8-2 today. He should have bagged at least 2 goals today. He was unlucky on the one where the keeper got sent off because I think if he had got the ball, he would have broke through. He would have scored into the open net. The assist that he got for Cody was absolutely sublime on 17 minutes. But the 2 balls that were played into him, the 2 balls over the top, the first one he tried to control and lost control of it, where I thought he would have banged the first time. A really confident Mo Salah would hit that first time. And then the second one, where you wanted him to control it, he went to hit it and it went all over the place. So just a little bit off today on little things like that and stuff like that, but did bring the energy. Again, at the start of the game, like a lot of the players that were out there, that just felt a little bit rusty and a little bit off the pace, giving Newcastle that impetus. And I always say, if you're travelling up to St. James's Park, it's such a tough place to go. You have to shut down that Geordie crowd straight away by taking control of the game, taking control of the ball and not coughing up anything too easy. Cody Gakpo, I gave a 7-2 today. I think he took his goal really, really well, the way he sprung. And he also had another couple of chances as well that came into the box. Really putting in a good shift these days now. And we're starting to see shades of the real Cody Gakpo. Nice to see him get a goal today as well. Finish it really, really well. When he scored it first, I was convinced I was going, that has to be offside. The way he moved was just so quick, and you can just see the lightning pace and stuff like that. I'm sure he would have been boosted by the fact that Virgil was back as well as international teammate and all. He was helping him to settle in and stuff like that. But again, good. 2 goals, clean sheet, can't complain. Darwin Núñez, Wizzy got a 7. Hope he's all right for Tuesday. He did go down and have a bad bang on his shoulder. I felt that before myself as well. That is really, really sore if you slip and go down like that and put your whole weight of your body on your shoulder. It can be really, really sore. I hope he hasn't done any collarbone damage or anything like that. It might be just an impact soreness. He'll get a bit of work on that, and I hope he's all right for Tuesday. We really, really need him and his pace running at Real Madrid. It's going to be vital to us. Give him a 7 today. Took his goal sublime and the touch and everything and stuff like that. And also forced a couple of good saves. Forced a good save from Dubravka and a couple of opportunities in the first half as well. Starting to get that understanding now between himself and Gakpo and Mo Salah, and I like that understanding starting to come in there. And I wasn't too disappointed either in the subs. They kind of didn't work at first. They kind of fell off a little bit, but once they started getting a bit of understanding, last 10 minutes into the game, we started looking a bit more like ourselves. James Milner came on for Bietic on 59, gave Jimmy a 7. Jimmy just brings you that, doesn't he? He just immediately gets stuck in. Like that tackle that he put in there, he absolutely rinsed Saint-Maximin, and he just gets up, shoves it off. It's part of his demeanour and stuff like that. And I love that competitive nature about James Milner when you're bringing him off. You know you can put him on the pitch there to do a job and shut people down, and more often than not he does it. But he loves that battle and that intensity in the tackle. Give him a 7 today. Jota came off for Gakpo on 59. Again, a lot of these subs they're probably thinking with Real on Tuesday in mind and stuff like that. But Jota for Gakpo on 59. Give him a 7. Could have really had a hat-trick in the last few minutes, the amount of chances that he had and stuff like that. Very unlucky, especially with the header back. I wasn't too sure whether he was going for goal or whether he was trying to lob it into the back stick to pick out Bobby. But either way, he had a couple of really good chances. He'll knock that rust off and he'll get back scoring goals. Quality player, Diogo Jota. Bobby Firmino came on for Núñez on 59. Obviously, the shoulder was acting up after banging it and stuff like that. Gave Bobby a 6 today. Just a bit too flashy maybe today, instead of just doing the simple thing, keeping control of the ball, keeping control of the game. We don't need to see all these flicks and stuff like that, not at that time when it's really, really important. 2-0, such a dangerous scoreline. That's it. Oh, sorry, Harvey Elliott for Jordan Henderson on 59. Give him a 6. Good to see Harvey back out there again. But just seemed a little bit off at times and stuff like that. And look, we know Newcastle are a big physical side as well, so it doesn't always play into Harvey's strengths. But it was good to see the lad out there again. So that's your player ratings. Let's finish off with some of the comments here. Henry back in. We have some kind of consistency shown at the moment. How would you change things for Tuesday? How would I change things for Tuesday? I don't know. I'd have a look at the defence today, and obviously the minutes that Van Dijk's gotten in his legs will help him greatly in terms of knocking off that rust, and he did improve as the game progressed. But that's really it. I don't see him changing a huge amount. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be changing too much. Let the team kind of settle a little bit and let it get an understanding. Who knows? Maybe with Darwin Núñez, maybe he does have a shoulder injury, and then that might have to change things up. But we'll wait and see what the prognosis tomorrow is on that. That could force a change. But I mean, the beautiful thing today was that even with 4 subs standing on the sideline, wasn't it nice to see Jota, Bobby, Harvey, and these players coming on and stuff like that, rather than looking at a bench that's kind of a little bit void of talent or built up with a lot of real youngsters and stuff like that. No disrespect to the Ben Dokes of this world and stuff like that, who have done a fantastic job for us when they've come in. But it's nice to see a certain amount of quality there, made a big difference. Cheap Heat said he just subbed to you there, Henry, so there's another one. Thanks, Cheap Heat. And Henry's back in again. Watch yours and I will sub you. It's Cheap Heat Productions Podcast, Henry. That's the one, same as what he has there. John Joe Shelby starts against City and they get a draw. Coincidence? I think not. Even though they scored after he was subbed, it's a psychological effect of coming up against the beast. You love that, man. Love it. Love it. And Henry back in again. Is Nunez going to be fit or is he injured? I don't know. We'll find out later, Henry. I hope he's not injured. We're really going to need his pace to kind of stretch Real Madrid. I fear without his pace there, we might look. It's going to be a tough game anyway. But I think the midfield needs to be more on it right from minute one, because I think if we kind of cough up the space and the opportunities that we did tonight, Real Madrid, the likes of Vinny Jr. and Rodrigo and those type of guys, they'll get stuck into us. Okay, we'll sub after end of podcast, Cheap. Absolutely appreciate it. Let's share all that love and stuff like that. That's it, folks. That is your match reaction and player ratings. A good win for the Reds. Certainly a game of two halves, and certainly didn't look like we were the team with an extra man. But look, onwards and upwards. Real Madrid on Tuesday. Keep an eye on the channel. We will be dropping a preview for the Real Madrid game, of course. Henry with the last. He goes, thanks, Henry. Is it you like porn stars and wrestlers? I'm your man. That's a bit more than that. You're selling yourself short there, Morris. You're selling yourself short. And Henry, we have Firmino and Jota so we can rest Nunes. Yeah, I'd rather have him playing, to be honest, Henry. I think that's a big game that's going to need his physicality and strength and chaos to kind of stretch around Madrid at times. But we shall see. Look, we'll know in the next day or so what's the plans before the preview, and we'll update everyone on the preview then at that stage. Listen, folks, got to jump off, got to have a bit of dinner, and then you will catch me at 8:30. I'll be on Anfield Road TV with Jack and the boys. We'll be giving our thoughts about the game today. Hop over there and join us 8:30. Until then, folks, absolute pleasure. Again, in the chat, hit the like on the video. So important. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and all the channels in the chat as well, give everyone your support. I will talk to you real soon. This is the upper tier, of course, Liverpool. It's always the Shankly Sessions, and we will chat again real soon. You'll never walk alone.